Do you have food cravings? A lot of us do. And it's very frustrating because you're trying to eat well or you're trying to lower your calories and these cravings just, come in and they drive you truly to go to those foods that you know are not healthy for you. Factually, 60% of adults in America, 60% of the calories they consume are ultra processed, which is a bit mind-boggling. If you go back 100 years, these foods, and I'll put it in air quotes because they're not really food, didn't even exist. So, if you look back at your great-grandparents, they weren't even able to eat these things, we'll call them, instead of food, because they didn't exist. Now, even more scary is 70% of our children, their calories come from ultra-processed foods. So 70%. It is a little mind-boggling. But what I want to talk to you today is good news about cravings and the things that sort of taste good to you, and what we can do to improve that. So the microbiome is anywhere from, the numbers vary a lot, but anywhere from 40 to 80 to 100 trillion organisms in your gut that are made up of mostly bacteria. And what you eat creates your microbiome. So if you eat a nice, broadly diverse diet with a lot of variety in your diet of healthy, real food, you will have a healthy microbiome that is not inflammatory, so it's not moving you toward the diseases that you don't want to get, like heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, obesity, autoimmune diseases, etc. But if you have a highly processed, if you are that typical American adult where 60% of your calories come from ultra-processed food, you have a narrow microbiome, and it's an inflammatory microbiome, and the organisms present actually will drive you to eat more of what make them survive, which only makes sense. Everyone wants to survive, including the organisms of your microbiome. So if they have been cultivated on an ultra-processed diet, they're going to move you toward continuing to consume an ultra-processed diet because they want to thrive and survive. So it's very interesting when you're making decisions of, well, I don't like that. I don't feel well. I know I already have some disease processes, or I'm pre-diabetic, or I'm already overweight, etc., etc. How do I shift that? And so sometimes people are just cutting calories, and they're just like, I don't want to change what I'm doing. I'm just going to cut calories, get more disciplined. I'm going to exercise more. I'm going to drink more water. Okay, great on the exercise, great on the water, and great on cutting calories to a degree. But if, again, what you're eating is what you've been eating, what's going to happen is those organisms are going to continue to bother you with, eat more of me, you miss me, don't you like me anymore? And you're going to continue to eat those bad foods. So the shift comes from actually not only the calorie less, if that's appropriate, and exercise in the water, but shifting to more real whole foods and away from the ultra-processed foods. And this is a shift that you can do as quickly or slowly as you like. Sometimes low and slow is the best way. Some people's personalities are like, no, I want to rip off the Band-Aid, do it right away. It really depends on the individual, but the basic focus is this. If we want to shift to a healthy microbiome, what we're going to need to do is eschew, get away from those ultra-processed foods. And we're talking about, you know what ultra-processed is, and it's the refined carbs, and it's the sugar, but it's also the highly processed meats like salami and bologna and pepperoni. Those things are known to be carcinogenic, so therefore obviously very pro-inflammatory. So it's real meat, it's real vegetables, it's real fruit, it's not things that have a lot of sugar, a lot of chemicals. It's pretty easy, if it has no label at all and it's an apple, then it's not processed at all, which is great. So we're talking about real food, and we're talking about that shift of eating more real food to shift your microbiome. And what's exciting is this can happen in a matter of just a few months. If you're dramatic and you do a huge shift kind of overnight, and you can stick with it, because that's really the key, is we want things that are sustainable. We don't want shifts that you do something very dramatic and it was a little bit much for you and then you go, whoa, I can't do this anymore. So if low and slow works better, that's fine, but we're moving toward that real food. We're doing a shift in that microbiome, and the beauty of it is those cravings and your taste buds change, your cravings change, and you move toward a healthier microbiome, which is everything. So I hope that was helpful. If you like the content on my channel, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so more people can see this information. And if you need help improving your health, my team and I are here for you. So just call us at the clinic. You'll see the number in the description. I'll talk to you soon.